coming to my channel. Excuse my appearance. I don't really want to do my makeup and hair today. I just want to make a video. So, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to do a color scale with an entire set of one family, which is the cold gray family. When I first started using Copics, I was in art school and I was taught that you have to start with the grays first because that's how you learn how to render, that's how you learn how to blend, you learn techniques, yada yada yada. You never really want to start with colored Copics because this is only one family. This is the violet family. This family in particular is the one that I'm actually giving away in my giveaway, and I'm actually opening a second giveaway for the classics. I have 3 classics right here. I have more in another box somewhere, so I'm going to be giving about maybe 5 or 10 classics in a giveaway to 2 lucky winners, but the current contest is for the 18 bundle of violet Copic markers. But back to what I was saying, so you never want to start with colors because in the Copics, however you pronounce it, I say Copics, there's, in the sketch form, 358. That's roughly about 300 colors, not counting the gray family. And it's just too hard to learn, so it's easier to start small and then use the grays. Right here, there's only 11 grays in the family. I could be wrong. I'll go look in my app later. But yeah, let's get to the video. I'm going to split screen, so I'm going to record me doing this, and then I'm going to set up a second camera where you can physically see me working on what I'm doing, and then this camera, you're gonna see me having like a breakdown and probably just me being me and making jokes and not taking it serious. But yeah, let's get to the video. Alright, so I'm going to start the video. I'm going to get my Copics organized off camera. I'm going to be using a marker pad. This is by Bean Fang Graphics 360, or actually by Speedball. It's 50 pages. It's acid-free, smooth surface, 100% rag marker paper, no bleed-through, excellent for blending colors and building tones. This is what it looks like. I think I spent maybe like $12 on this before my discount at Blix. If you don't have a Blix in your area, Michaels will have it. Actually, no, I don't know if Michaels will have this paper. I don't recall ever seeing this type. Michaels is not, in my opinion, a traditional art store. It's more like a craft store, and then it has like the very popular art supplies, but not a huge selection of art supplies for artists. So I'd recommend going to your local art shop. They'll have more selections for marker pads, other type of paper. You don't want to use Copics on normal white paper because normal white paper is kind of like a cotton ball for Copics. So when you put your ink on top of paper, it's gonna soak in more of the ink, and you don't want that. The markers are very expensive. They range anywhere between $5 to $10 just for a sketch. And the refills, I have no idea how much those cost. Thankfully, I've never had to buy any. I've usually been given refills by friends that don't use Copics anymore. So I don't know how much those cost, but I know they have to be at least like $10 because I actually bought one bottle, and that was a clear solution. It was a bigger one, and that one was like $15, but that was like bigger than like the normal refills. You can get multiple types of different brands for marker pads. I just trying this one out for the first time for you guys. I have like 5 more other brands that are packed up away with all my stuff for this move. I've fallen in love. I believe one is a Canson that I'm using, and I really like that one. It does have bleed through, so I'm going to try this one. I was told it doesn't have bleed through by one of the people that work at Blix. There's also like 3 other more brands of papers that I do want to try out, so I'm pretty excited to try them out. But yeah, do not use these on normal paper because you'll waste half your ink, and the paper, it'll bleed. That's like the most like common issue. Marker paper, it's kind of like, it's very like silky feeling in my opinion, and it kind of has like a very thin layer of like wax on it, or it's at least like how I imagine it. I don't really know exactly what marker paper is actually made of, but it's very smooth and it's like a very waxy, silky feeling. It's best for markers. You get the best blending techniques with it. You don't have a lot of bleed through. The markers don't show streaky on the paper. I took a very long time trying to adjust to markers because I didn't know about Copics before I started using them, and I was using like, you know, the cheap Crayolas or just any other type of markers like Sharpies, and they're always very streaky. I hate the look of it. It's like my biggest pet peeve when someone draws and you see streaks. So I was so reluctant on not using these for the longest time. So I was like, they're expensive. I don't want to waste my money. They're going to be streaky and it's just not going to be like how I like it to look. Eventually in art school, I was forced to use them. Everything I thought about them was a lie. They ended up being amazing. They definitely paid themselves off in the long run. I've only had to buy 2 refills, and it wasn't even because like I needed the refills. I just got them because I thought I did. But the markers do take a while before they do dry out, and then you gotta refill them back up. To refill them, it's quite simple. You literally just, you can use, there's like actual like pliers that you can pull them out with, or tweezers actually. I don't use them because you literally can use your fingers. You pull it out in this little hole, you drop the ink in. I was told no more than like, I think like 6 drops. It was like 6 or 8 drops. If you go too much, it starts to bleed out of the pen, and then it's just very streaky and it will explode, and it's just a hot mess that you don't want to deal with. I've unfortunately had to deal with that. So you learn the hard way until you learn the easy way. But yeah, let's get to the video. I've set up my second camera, so you guys are going to see me from this angle drawing, but you're also going to see me from an above angle for my actual pad, so you can see me drawing a grayscale from lightest to darkest and show you how to blend and every other technique that I've learned or someone has taught me that's been useful and so forth. But yeah, let's get to it. I'm mainly gonna see my tripod's view because I want you guys to learn how to blend. So this is a C00, it's a cool gray, and I'm gonna start right now. So one thing I've learned is when you're doing this, is to try doing it very fast. So I have my second one. I'm just gonna immediately go down. This is a C0 now. And go back with the lightest color and go just in the middle back towards the left. When you're using Copics, they do pick up color of the previous color, and when you're trying to blend out a light color and a dark color, you always want to blend lightest to dark. Don't go darkest to light because then you can't fix that mistake. So I'm done with my C00. And now I'm gonna move on to my C1. I'm gonna leave this one open because I'm gonna blend it with my C1. I opened the wrong lid. So this is, so as you can see already, it is getting darker. And with Copics, you never want to go over it with the same color over and over because it's just gonna keep getting darker and darker. You wanna move very fast. So usually right here is where I'm gonna start blending right in the middle so that I can blend lightest back. The paper is bleeding through, I can already tell. Yeah, it's bleeding through. I can see the bubble underneath, so that sucks. That was very disappointing. But yeah, we're gonna move on anyways. So it is getting darker. It is what it is. Can't really do much from here. It might be harder to tell from your guys' angle. Now moving on to my 2. So Copics do have to dry. They take maybe like roughly like 5 to 10 seconds to dry on the paper. So if I were to keep going over where I'm using it right now, it's not gonna get darker or lighter, it's just the color's just gonna sit on top of each other. You want it to dry when you want to go over it with the same color again if you're trying to make it darker. If you don't, it's literally not going to make a difference and you're just going to keep wasting ink. But like I said earlier, you really want to move fast when you're going with the same colors and trying to make a gradient because they dry fast. And when they're wet, they blend easier. And I know it's very like nerve-wracking to be doing this, especially as a beginner, really fast, because you're like, I don't want to waste ink, I don't want to mess up, and then you start like questioning it and you start freaking out. I totally understand. I've been there, I've done that, but it's something that you're just gonna get used to, and you learn as you go. You really do. So that was a C5. We go into my 6. So with Copics as well, they do have the 2 different tips on it. So you have the chisel tip and then you have the sketch tip. The sketch tip is the one I prefer to use, and so does almost everybody else, because it's very blendable. It makes things a lot easier. The chisel tip, it doesn't blend that well. On the marker, you're gonna see there's 2 different ends and they both look the same, but the only difference is one has a gray band on it, and that's so you can just quickly pick up the marker and see the different sides. So this band is gonna be the brush, and then this side is gonna be the chisel tip, so that way you're not picking them up and trying to like rush and like open up multiple lids. I'm currently opening up multiple lids because I'm not paying attention. But that's just one like little technique, or not technique, just common like hack to the marker to make things easier on your end. So now I am on to my second to last. All right, so as you can see, it's going from 0, 0, 0, 0 all the way to 10. There's a dramatic shift in the color. You can obviously see, like, yeah, it does go from lightest to darkest. You can see how it's a very smooth blend. If I were to do this just chunky, I'm just gonna grab like, I'm gonna go from 3 all the way to 7. I'm just gonna show you, if you don't blend properly and you just blend right, or put the marker, not blend, if you just put the marker right next to it, you're gonna see that there's no blending between the colors. It's just gonna look very choppy. So I'm starting from my 3s all the way to my 7, just because I don't want to go through the entire scale again. Wrong way. So as you can see, it is not blended at all. You can see there's clear gaps. It's showing you each color. That is not what you want when you want it to look like this blended. So all you do is just go in the middle of the 2 colors with the lightest color, and you're just gonna start here and blend in. And it should blend it in. So now we're gonna go to the 4, because this is gonna be the 5. I'm gonna go right into the 4, all the way to here. I'm gonna grab my 5, same thing right here, start right a little bit past the middle, all the way into the 4. And then I'm gonna go into the 6, start a little bit past it, all the way into the 5. So now you have it all looking blended. It's not too messy. It's very clean. This one, in my opinion, is cleaner up top, but if you do it that way, it's still easily fixed. But yeah, let's go into the colors now. I'm just gonna move everything to the side. The colors are gonna be a little bit challenging because there's 18 colors. Alrighty, that is all 18 violet colors. As you can see, it does go lightest to darkest. It does look a little bit dark right here, but that's because you have different values of purple. So you go from the violets that look more pinkish, and then you go a little bit traditional pink right here, but then it goes into like a little bit red violet, and then you get the darker purple again, and now it's going towards like the gray purples, and then you get towards like the brownish purples. But yeah, let me know how you like this video, and if learning how to blend with the markers worked. Tag me in your videos on Instagram. I don't have Twitter, but tag me on Instagram or DM me on YouTube, whatever you prefer. Let me see how yours came out. I would love to see if it worked. But yeah. So, my thoughts on this paper. This is, like I said, by Speedball. This is the paper that I was drawing on. And then this is the paper that was behind it. But hang on. This is the paper behind that paper. And then the paper behind it. And that's that's 4 pieces of a paper. This is a quote-unquote non-bleedable paper. I wasted 4 pieces of paper out of 50 sheets of paper. This only cost me like I think it was like $12 or $14. That's not a lot of money, but when the pad itself only has 50 pages in it, and it bleeds through 4 pages, that's not enough like of a deal to me at all. Like, I just wasted money in my opinion. But yeah, on to the next pad of paper to test out, and we'll see which ones are the best. Thanks for stopping in my video. It was great talking to you guys again, even though I can't see you. If you have any suggestions on something that you want to see, learn, or me to do, I'll totally do it. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye! I know is not